Hi, I'm Chris Thomas, here to roll out the new models for 2017, which marks a huge milestone for Martin Guitar. We are building our 2-millionth serial number since 1833. To celebrate this milestone, we've created the limited edition D-200 Deluxe, which draws its inspiration from the 2-millionth serial number. Crafted from Brazilian rosewood back and sides and a rare spruce top, this special instrument is limited to just 50 pieces. Here to explain more about this exquisite marquetry, Fred Green and Tim Teal.
I'm Fred Green with Martin Guitar. I'm here with Tim Teal, Director of Design with Martin Guitar. Tim, so this year we're making our 2-millionth guitar here at Martin Guitar. A huge milestone.
Yeah, huge.
And we made a special guitar that has a 2-millionth serial number.
Correct.
Right, with a time watch theme.
Right.
Correct, and that particular guitar had a watch
in the head,
in the peg head, right up here, and that'll be introduced at the 2017 NAMM show in Anaheim.
Correct.
And this is the D-200.
Correct.
Now we've done a D-100 before, correct?
Yeah, just like in the past, you know, when we did the millionth guitar, when we hit that milestone.
Right.
Then we created the D-100 Deluxe. And so
how many of those did we make?
We made 50.
Okay.
Yeah. It took a few years to sell them.
Right.
You know, they're not cheap instruments.
No, they were not cheap instruments.
But it's hard to believe that from, you know, that debuted in 2004.
Okay.
It's
the year I started.
2016, 17 now, right? Going into 17, and we hit another 1 million guitars.
Oh,
so,
wow.
You know, just as time flies, having fun, right?
Exactly. So this guitar, I mean, there's just so much going on here.
There is.
Yeah, and I need you to talk a little bit about what were the thoughts behind this? Who did we partner with?
Sure.
To do this particular guitar? So why don't you give us a little bit of background?
Sure. So like the 2-millionth guitar, we partnered with RGM watches.
And they're located in?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, right.
So a good Pennsylvania company, you know, close enough.
American watchmaker, one of the few.
One of the few, and what's interesting with RGM is they're the only U.S. watchmaker who makes their own movements.
Oh, wow.
So the watch that was in the 2-millionth, all those little gears, that design, that was all done here in Pennsylvania.
Correct.
So we wanted to continue the theme. And you know, I'll start on the back. The back geometry, that the whole design inlay,
right,
that is directly from the 2-millionth guitar. However, we changed the materials. So we wanted a guitar that was as light as a normal Martin guitar, but we wanted to do something a little different in terms of the aesthetic. So even though it's the same design, we changed the materials quite a bit. So we're using highly flame woods, we're using beautiful pearl, we're using some recon stone.
Is that what the blue is, the recon stone?
Right, and that's to mimic the stainless steel screw heads in a watch.
Yes,
that would be,
love watches.
That would be blue.
Totally. I mean, that is an enormous amount of inlay work.
It is.
On the back of a guitar. Yeah. How much time does it take to do an instrument like this?
It takes a large amount of time. You know, I can't get into the details on the time itself, but you know.
You're afraid to tell me? Is that what it is?
I'm afraid.
Because it's going to cost me a lot of money.
It's going to cost a lot. But the wood itself on the side and back is Brazilian rosewood.
So it is Brazilian back and sides.
Extremely rare, yeah.
Wow, it's a beautiful piece, and that's maple binding.
Maple binding, flame maple binding.
And what is this? How often have we ever done this pearl along the sides before?
This is a first for us. So this is a nod back in time to a guitar from the 1800s.
Okay.
Back in those days, they would do a two-piece side, and they'd put a little strip of purfling down the center of them. But in this case, we wanted to do something a little more modern, a modern take on that. And so the side itself is actually shown in between the pearl. So you have the Brazilian, you have the pearl, you have more Brazilian in between. And it gives the illusion of some decoration around the edge of a watch.
That is an incredible amount of work
in
this particular piece. I'm looking at it now. I'm holding it close. The bearclaw on this top, what kind of top?
It's an Engelmann spruce top, which gives a really nice bass response, but it's extremely figured with bearclaw, and it's quite rare.
You know, I expected this
find
to be
it
a
like
lot
that.
heavier.
Yeah,
It's not that heavy.
it's not. It's
Considering the amount of inlay work that you have in this particular guitar.
Right.
Now, this rosette.
right.
Talk to me about this rosette, because it's mesmerizing to look at when you're looking at it up close.
And the light catches all the engraving
Right.
lines. So when we started working with RGM, one of the things he really specializes in is a engraving called guilloché. And it's done on a Rose engine turning machine, and it's all done by hand. There's a sharp metal bit that'll go in here and carve out all those little lines, and each line is done one at a time.
So he did these pieces for you at the watch shop.
Correct.
Wow. So Tim, those tuning machines, I'm looking at, they're amazing. Tell me a little bit, it's the same guilloché work that you did around the sound hole that you're doing on the tuning machines?
Correct. It's the engraving technique that we used on the rosette, but those buttons are, instead of using just a brass button that's been nickel plated, they're solid stainless steel that's been engraved with the guilloché work. They are quite beautiful. And
gorgeous.
I just love the way they catch the light and shimmer.
Yeah, it really does capture the light. I mean, you notice it right off, and it gives you a bit of texture. So when you touch it and you turn your tuning machine, you have something to grab onto. It doesn't feel just smooth.
It feels great.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So another element that you can't see right now, unless you look inside the sound hole, is a beautiful inlaid front block.
Oh, wow.
With the serial number, model number.
Oh, cool.
And also inside is a stainless steel label. So this is the first time for, instead of a paper label, we went the extra mile and matched up the label material with the watch case, which is also stainless steel.
That's unbelievable. And bridge pins?
The bridge pins are something we're very excited about. It's a metal called liquid metal, which is a composite of titanium and some other things, but when it's injection molded, it's cooled so fast that it doesn't take on a grain structure. And therefore, it transmits sound so efficiently, you gain 3 to 4 decibels in volume.
I remember you testing these. Yeah, they are very loud when you put them on a guitar. So this inlay work on the fingerboard is, I can't think of too many guitars we've done that have had this much work.
Right.
That much detail and that many different kinds of materials.
It goes beyond a tree of life design.
Yeah, I will say. It definitely goes a lot further than that.
And then the other thing just to point out too, on getting back to the side, is how the side banding connects into the neck area and also the end piece.
Oh yeah, I see right here.
It really takes a lot of effort and mitering to connect all those pieces to make it look.
Yeah, there's absolutely no room for error on this guitar.
No.
Now, when you buy this guitar, and we're going to make 50.
Right, we're going to make 50. So and you'll get serial number. We're going to keep 2,000,001. We'll keep that one, but 2,000,002 on up.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And you get a little something extra.
You do, and in fact, I've been admiring your watch.
Yeah,
this
thank
whole
you very
time.
much.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying wearing it because I normally don't get to wear a watch this nice.
So this is the watch that will go with the guitar. It's styled to
I noticed the same elements.
the same elements, and if you take a very close look at where the hands come out of the watch face, there's a little hole there, and that's to also mimic the sound hole in the guitar.
I see it.
So you can actually see down into
That's fantastic.
the mechanical part of it.
That's really cool.
It's a great automatic movement.
Gorgeous handmade watch.
Yeah.
USA.
USA made.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. So 50 of these. Get your name on the list. We're probably only going to build a few a year, I'm assuming.
I would assume.
There's a lot of handwork in this particular guitar, so we're going to work really hard on it. Visit your dealer. Hopefully you get a chance to see one in person someday. There won't be very many of them out there at any one time. You get a great watch to go with it. So get out there and talk to your dealer, and hopefully you can own one of these beautifully rare instruments.